So aside from yung mga cable expenses, for example,
Mm,
naka-postpaid plan ako.
mm.
And nung una, kumuha ako ng phone, tapos na-realize ko, ay, kahit pala tapos na yung hulugan ng phone ko, hindi ako nag-downgrade ng plan. Hindi ko naman nauubos yung data plan
Mm.
ko. So, that's another expense. And then finally, yung gym expenses ko,
Mm.
ang mahal-mahal ng subscription, 'di naman ako pumupunta
Mhm,
lagi. So,
mm.
I mean, those are a couple of expenses na na-realize ko after tracking,
Mm.
my monthly expenses, like where can I cut para madagdagan ko yung investments ko.
So, yung maliliit na bagay na akala natin hindi sila mag-a-accumulate,
Mm.
dapat we are mindful of those pala. Kasi ako din yung mga subscriptions na nakakalimutan kong
Oo.
i-cancel yung free trial pero nag-auto ano po pala.
Oo, tapos, "Ay, next time na 'yan, next time." Tapos
Oo,
hanggang sa, "Ay, ang
oo,
dami na pala." 'di ba?
oo.
Oo, oo. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Saving versus Investing. In our last episode, Ira asked a very important question. How do we actually come up with a long-term goal for our freedom bucket? How much do we really need to retire comfortably? Is it 10 million pesos, 20 million pesos, or even more? So in this episode, we're going to answer that. We'll talk about how to come up with your retirement number and, more importantly, what you can do to reach that goal even if it feels far away today. Joining me again is Ira, a research analyst from Zero L Financial. Hi, Ira. Welcome back.
Hmm, I'm happy to be back po.
So the good news is today we're going to stop talking about generalities and
Hmm.
actually focus on the actual numbers. Like how much do you really need to save and accumulate in your freedom bucket to retire comfortably?
And curious lang ako, how do we actually compute for that number?
Okay, so first of all, we need to ask ourselves how much do we need every
Mm.
month to live comfortably. Like for you, Ira, mga magkano kailangan mo every
Parang
month?
realistically po, parang nasa 50,000 a month, puwede na.
Okay, yes. So, if you're going to retire today, 50,000 a month, right?
Mm,
Pero the thing is, bata ka pa, so
mm.
you'll be retiring so many years forward. Like,
Malayo pa.
malayo pa.
Mhm.
And the thing is, ang 50,000 a month today is not the same in the
Mm,
future. So, since bata ka pa, I'm guessing you need
mar
mga 30 years
so
of working before you retire. Um,
marami pang gustong ma-achieve, marami pang gustong
Oo,
bilhin.
oo.
So,
Yeah.
paano po natin i-a-allocate yung ano,
Mm.
yung investments natin?
Anyway, so first of all, before we get to that, we
Hmm,
have to take into consideration that yun na nga, the 50,000 today, probably is not gonna be 50,000 30 years
mm,
forward kasi nga may tawag tayong inflation.
mm.
So, to still be able to afford the same things in the future, we have to factor in na tumataas ang mga bilihin. Sabihin natin around 3% per
Hmm,
year. Okay, so if we factor that in over 30 years, yung 50,000 magiging mga
mm.
120,000.
So, if 50,000 feels enough today, dapat nagpaplano na ako ng 120,000 a month to reach that?
Yes, oo,
Mm,
for the
for the
future.
future.
And then, ang next step is to multiply it by 12 kasi
Mm,
monthly yon, so we want an annual figure. So 120 times 12 is
mm,
1.44 million a year, 'di ba?
mm,
So now that we have computed the annual need, which is 1.44
mm.
million, may tinatawag tayo na 4% rule. So essentially, what we want to happen is you need to have a portfolio na assume natin every year it will only generate 4% per annum. Kasi ang gusto natin, kahit gastusin natin 4%
Mm,
per annum, hindi siya mauubos para
mm.
comfortable yung spending. So, another way to look at the 4% rule is yung 1.44 million, multiply it by 25,
So, yung next step po is to multiply it,
yung annual
yung annual.
expense na
Oo,
feeling mo to retire
oo,
comfortably by
25.
25. And that is the amount of money that you need. So, yung annual expenses at 120,000 is 1.44 million. And going to the rule
Mm.
of the 4% rule, which is 1.44 million times 25, the total amount you need to have in your retirement account is 36
Thir
million.
36 million, that sounds huge. And paano ko kaya ma-attain yun, Miss April, kung 'di ba galing lang sa sweldo, yung
Oo.
kinikita ko baka hindi pala
Well, yeah, I mean,
mm,
if you think about 36 million, it
mm.
seems impossible,
Yeah.
hard to attain if you will just depend on your salary,
Mm.
'di ba? But remember, 'di ba napag-usapan natin ng past episode is the power of compounding.
Right.
And you're not gonna earn most of that 36 million just by, just saving. That's why you
Mm.
need to invest it and then maximize the power of compounding and, starting early. And that's where you will get most of that 36 million from.
Kung 36 million po yung target ko, magkano po yung kailangan kong i-invest every month?
That's a good question.
Mm.
But based on my computations, if you have 30 years before retirement,
Mm.
you actually need to invest 30,000 a month.
What if yung afford ko lang ngayon is 5,000 a month?
Okay. Well, don't be discouraged. At
Mm.
least ngayon, alam mo ng
Mm.
kailangan mong paabutin ng
Mm.
30,000. So, you know, um, I think one of the things you can do is at least start ka ng 5,000. But then, what you can do is i-track mo yung expenses mo every month. And then identify certain expenses na
Mm.
nagagastos mo na feeling mo you can do without.
Mm.
Um, and then from there, you can get some savings. Like for me, one of the things, actually a couple of things that I realized that I spent money on in the past na hindi ko naman kailangan talaga is like cable
Mm.
bills. Kasi wala na naman nanonood ng cable ngayon, di ba?
Meron pa rin po until now?
Ha?
May cable pa rin po ba kayo?
Wala na, kaya nga tinigil ko na eh. So aside from yung mga cable expenses, for example,
Mm.
naka-postpaid plan ako.
Mm.
And nung una, kumuha ko ng phone, tapos na-realize ko, ay, kahit pala tapos na yung hulugan ng phone ko, hindi ako nag-downgrade ng plan. Hindi ko naman nauubos yung data plan
Mm.
ko. So, that's another expense. And then finally, yung gym expenses ko,
Mm.
ang mahal-mahal ng subscription, di naman ako pumupunta
Mm.
lagi. So,
Mm.
I mean, those are a couple of expenses na na-realize ko after tracking,
Mm.
my monthly expenses. Like, where can I cut para madagdagan ko yung investments ko.
So yung maliliit na bagay na akala natin hindi sila mag-a-accumulate,
Mm.
dapat we are mindful of those pala. Kasi ako din yung mga subscriptions na nakakalimutan kong
Oo.
i-cancel yung free trial pero nag-auto ano po pala.
Oo, tapos, ay, next time na yan, next time. Tapos
Oo.
hanggang sa, ay, ang
Oo.
dami na pala, di ba?
Oo.
Oo. Yeah. And another problem usually sa atin is the lifestyle dig.
Mm.
Di ba nga, ako personally, napansin ko rin yan dati. Have you ever wondered na, how come dati when I was just starting, paano ko napagkasya yung sweldo kong
Mm.
20,000, 25,000, mga ganun.
20,000.
Pero ngayon, I got so much pay increase, pero parang it's always kulang, di ba?
Mm.
So, yun yung tinatawag nating lifestyle creep. Kasi kadalasan, bago pa natin makuha yung pay increase natin, may mga balak na tayong gastos eh, di ba?
Mm.
Tapos, to the point na nagiging kulang na yung sweldo natin. So, once you know, for example, that you have a 30,000 target, um, every time you get a pay increase, um, pwede mong i-allocate half of your pay increase already to your savings investment account, yung nasa freedom bucket, para ma-reach mo nga yung goal mo na eventually you'll get 36 million. So another thing to watch out for is yung tinatawag nating lifestyle inflation or
Mm.
lifestyle creep,
Mm.
na yun na nga, 'di ba kadalasan, I mean for me personally, I felt like when I was starting to work, 'di ba maliit lang sweldo ko.
Mm.
Minsan nagtataka ako paano ko siya napagkasya, and yet, 'di ba, 'pag nagkaka-pay increase ka parang, ay, kulang,
Mm.
'di ba?
Mm.
How was that even possible? And if you really think about it, it's more like, yun na nga eh, may tinatawag nga tayong lifestyle creep, lifestyle inflation, yung mga simpleng bagay
Na
dati.
dati kung
Mm.
nagko-commute ka lang, nagbo-book ka na ng hailing cab
Oo.
services and kung dati 3-in-1 lang yung
Oo,
kape
yung
mo, nagpapa-Starbucks ka na ngayon. So, mga little upgrades na
yes, oo.
na
Yan.
unti-unting hindi mo alam, nagre-reflect na pala sa
And oo, yung mga little things na yun, actually they add up.
mm.
So anyway, now that you are aware nga na kailangan mong mag-invest ng 30,000 a month
Yes,
instead na, yun na nga, mag-give in to the temptation ka.
station.
Um, let's say you get a pay increase of 4,000 a month. Instead of allocating 100% of that 4,000 into your monthly expenses,
Mm.
yung kalahati, i-commit mo na, ilagay dun sa
Itatabi na dun sa
investments
bucket
mo.
niya.
So, yun na nga, hypothetically, let's say, for example, sinabi mo 5,000 lang ang kaya mo ngayon, but yun na nga, after a few months,
Mm.
you were reviewing your expenses, naka-identify ka nga ng 3,000 pesos of, expenses that you can easily cut down without feeling poorer.
Mm.
Tapos nagka-pay increase ka ng 4,000. So, and then half of that you allocate to investments. So instead of 5,000, you can now set aside around 10,000 a month.
So, yung goal talaga is to increase yung contribution ko sa investments ko na paunti-unti until
Mm.
ma-reach ko yung 30,000.
Yeah, oo. Pwede namang gano'n. Let's say yun nga,
Hmm,
nag-start ka 5,000. Don't
mm.
be discouraged if that's the only amount you can afford right now, because there are ways for you to be able to reach that big goal and to reach that 36 million that you're targeting. Okay.
Mm.
So, actually, I did some hypothetical computations. Assume nga natin, di ba kanina nasabi natin, na after a year, you were able to identify expenses that you can cut and then you got a pay increase,
Mm.
nakayanan mo na yung 10,000.
Mhm.
Tapos assume lang natin that every year for the next, say 10 years, dinadagdagan mo by 3,000 a year
Mm.
yung monthly investments mo. To the point na umabot ka na ng 34,000 a month. Kasi yung 30,000 assume nun simula pa lang, eh. So ngayon kailangan mong higitan kasi humahabol ka.
Mm.
So let's say you reach 34,000 a month, invest ka for the next 10, 15 years hanggang tapos dun ka nag-stop, 34,000 a month.
So, step by step
Oh,
lang.
unti-unti every year. So can you guess how much you would have by the time you
How
retire
much
at
po?
age 65?
So, how much po?
It's 30 million.
So, kahit hindi pala 30,000 a month, kaya ko pa rin mag-build ng substantial, amount for my retirement.
Oo. So, sa akin lang, I know that 30 million is not
Mm.
36 million,
Mm.
but if you think about it, hindi na siya gano'n kalayo. Because
Mm.
aside from our own savings, kahit paano naman may mga retirement benefits naman tayo.
Mm.
Like, 'di ba, if you work, for example, the retirement benefit from your employer is half a month's salary for every year of service, 'di ba? Depending on your employer setup. And you may receive
Mm.
mga SSS benefits by the time you retire. So, yun na nga, assume lang natin na 30 million lang talaga yung pera mo. So, by virtue of the 4% rule
Mm.
every year, um, kaya na niyang suportahan yung monthly spending mo of 100,000 a month, which
Mm.
is not bad.
It's
Kulang
not
ka na
bad.
lang ng
Mm.
20,000.
Pero
So,
ayun nga, may nakukuha ka pa sa other sources by the
yes.
time you retire.
So, it's not that far away.
Mm.
Parang kaya either from other sources or pwede mo na lang tipirin.
So, parang nagkakaroon ako ng hope na hindi kanina parang nagulat po ako na 36 million, that's really a huge amount. And ngayon, kaya ko pala pakonti-konti until ma-reach ko yung comfortable amount na ako. And dapat mag-give up lang ng yung mga luho, yung
Oo,
mga
yes. It's
temptations.
easier to stay
Oo.
disciplined when you actually have a number in mind.
That's true na may target ka talaga at
Mm.
alam mo kung gaano ka kalayo
Mm.
dun sa figure na gusto mong ma-reach.
Yeah. So at least now, I mean, it's easier for you to stay disciplined and, you know, make better decisions. At yun na nga, may pinatutunguhan ka, 'di
Mm.
ba? Hindi yung parang, "Ba't ako nagtitipid?" 'Di ba? Eh,
That's
'di ba,
true.
YOLO, 'di ba? Enjoy na today.
Parang 'pag ano, at the start of the year nagsusulat ka ng mga New Year's resolution, ng mga goals mo, yung mga manifestations, 'di ba? Ngayon uso po kasi yun. Write down your goals. So ngayon, at least may figure ka na, isusulat mo sa journal mo. At yun na yung parang mantra mo all throughout the year. And every year, nagbabago siya,
Yes.
nadadagdagan siya.
The big takeaway from today's episode is this: retirement planning becomes much less intimidating once you turn it into a number. Because when your goal is not clear, it's very hard to stay disciplined. But when you know how much you need in your freedom bucket and how much you need to invest regularly to get there, your decisions become much clearer. You may realize that the number is bigger than you expected, but hopefully you also saw today that it does not mean it's impossible. You do not need to come up with that amount overnight. You just need to start, stay consistent, and look for ways to gradually increase the amount you invest over time. And that really is how wealth is built. Not in one big step, but through small intentional decisions repeated over many years. So if you haven't done it yet, try computing your own freedom bucket target. Start with your future monthly expenses, work backward, and see what kind of monthly investment goals make sense for you today. Thank you so much, Ira, for joining me again in this episode. And thank you as well to all our viewers for watching this episode of Intelligent Investing Saving versus Investing series. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may also be wondering how much they really need to retire comfortably. Once again, I'm April Tan, reminding you to invest intelligently. See you in the next episode.